This is Going Down Slow by the Toler Brothers. CVT guitar lesson for Albert. Albert, you wanted from the beginning solo, which is 0 seconds in, to 1:05, and then the little chord fill at 120, and then I gave you the basic. You want just the basic chord idea that just runs through the whole song. This is a great song, man. I don't know who wrote it. I noticed there's a lot of bands. If you type the song in on YouTube, a lot of bands covered this, so it probably goes way back, I'm assuming. But the guitar playing is fabulous in here. A little bit of a Gary Moore kind of a vibe to it. So on the intro, and this is a cool little intro too. You're gonna go 8th fret. Tuning in this is standard. We're gonna go bar the 5th fret on the D and G, and then we need with the index, and then pinky we're gonna do 8 on the low E. We're going to palm mute the low E and then go G, D. Okay, after that. So we have, repeat it, but add a 6 on the low E. So we have, and then just bar everything on the 5th fret and go to the 7D, play the same 3 strings. And then we're going to go 4E, 5G, and 6D. And then the 3rd fret on the E string with no palm mute. All the other hits on this string 6 is a palm mute, so. And then the solo comes in at 6 seconds in, and here's what we're looking at. Oops. You're gonna go 5-7-D, 5G. 3B, or not 3B, 3rd finger, 6B, bend, release, slow bend, release, pull off to 4. Sounds like this. After you pull off to the 4, you're going to go 5G, 4B, half step, bend, release, slow half step bend. So. So a half step bend, this is your first CVT, at least I think it is 1 fret. Down the road, if you end up getting more CVTs, I'll know more about what you're comfortable with as far as techniques. So if you're bending, you're taking a note, going sharp with it. So you have to know what to gauge that off of. So a 1/2 fraction is a 1 fret bend. So you're bending the 4B. 4B is a D sharp to a E. That's our target note. Prior to that, we did a bend on the 6th fret B, and it was a whole step. Whole step is a 2 fret bend. So you were bending this, an F to a G. And in blues, you're going to find bends all over the place. Quarter steps, half steps, whole steps, 1.5 steps, 2 steps, 2.5 steps sometimes. It's really cool. Okay, so, and I pay attention to the pick direction, especially on the faster riffs. That's could be the difference in you getting something down or not. 5G, palm mute 7D, 5G, rest vibrato. Sounds like this. And then as you're vibratoing it, you rest and then hammer 7 and bend it a half step. So it'll be. There's our half step. Six B, bend, vibrato, rest. Then he does this. Just cool riff after cool riff. On the high E string, 3-6-3, 6B, bend, release, pull off to the 4th fret. Okay. only picking that initial note. 5G, 6/4B, half step bend. 5G twice, vibrato. So that riff's slow. "27 seconds in, 8B, third finger, slide to 10. And then 8/10 on the E, half step bend. And then 8/10. 10/8 on the B and E, that's down up. And then 11B, bend, vibrato. So it ends with that riff. Quick hit on the 8B. 10G, bend, release, pull off to the 8th fret. 10DG, 8G, half step bend. 10D twice, vibrato. Here's the whole riff slowed down. 36 seconds in, 11B, bend, whole step, rest. Then he does this run. E, 10 half step, 8, and then alternate pick the rest of this. 10/8B, 8EB, and then 11B, bend, vibrato, rest. So slow. "41 seconds in, 10G, bend, hold, release, pull off to 8, and then go 10. This is down, up, down. 10D, 10G, 8E. Bend, release, half step bend. Sounds like this. Pretty precise. It's like going. So you have. Oops, wrong spot. Then 10D, 12A, palm mute, 10D, rest, vibrato. And then hammer 12, bend, rest. 46 seconds in, 7G, slide to 9. And then go to the B, 8/10/8, step and a half bend. Use the middle when you go back to that. So it's right there. So let me do that again for you. Then you're going to go 8/7B, 10G, 8 hammer 9G. So it's (10) D and A, vibrato. Top of page 3, 11B, bend, hold. And then he starts shredding a little bit here. Here for you. So we're gonna go 8E upstroke, 11B downstroke, pull off to 8, 11G down, half step bend. So 8, 11B, pull off to 8. So up to there it's. Then we're gonna end it with 11, pull off to 10/8 on the G. Then we're going to go 10, D, G, D. 8 on the G, 10D, rest. When you play that, Albert, use the third finger as like a shift finger, like you're barring it, rather than going and lifting it. It takes too much time to do the lifting. Just so we have one of the cooler riffs, man, in that intro that I'm loving. 54 seconds in, down, up, down, 8th fret, B, E, B. Then 10E, half step bend. Then 8E up, 10B down, pull off to 8. 8 up on the E, 8 down B, 11 B bend. Here's that riff. Then alternate pick starting with an upstroke. You're going to go 8th fret E B, 10 8 E, 8 B, 10 E half step bend. Sounds like this slow. Okay, on the E, 8 10. This is an alternate picking starting with the downstroke. And then 8 10 E, 10 8 B E. 11 B slide to 13. Oops. The bending's knocking me out here. So 11 B vibrato, same thing on 10, 9, 8 11 bend, upstroke 8 E, 11 pull 8 B, 11 pull 10 8 G, 10 D. That's this. Ten G, 8 hammer 9. 10th fret D, 10 A twice vibrato. So you have. Oops. Do it again. And that's where it ends on the solo. So there's tons of good stuff for you to work on in there. At 120, a little tough to hear because his dynamics are pretty calm. Last 4 strings, 9 8 9 7, and just slide it up a whole step, and then move it back a half step, but don't play the high E. 8th fret G and B, hammer to 9 G. So you'll have this little filler, and then the basic chord progression through this whole song. Really nice chords. I think. You know, I'm a big fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, we all have our influences, but I relate a little bit to him when I'm thinking of these. 8th fret on the. So if you went to the beginning of the song, Albert, this would be your foundational chords behind it. Just listen where the changes are. You just said you wanted the basic chords that were there. So 8th fret, and the fingering is going to be important. 8th fret E, muted A. 8th fret D. Pinky 9 G, 3rd finger 8 B. There's your chord. Then we're going to go to this. 8th fret A, 7 D, barred 8th fret, G, B, and E. It's F9 chord. And we have like our C7 type up here. And then bar the 8th fret, everything. Go 10A and 7G, or C7. That could be played in place of the first chord, you know, same family. Back to the F9. Back to the C7. 47 seconds in, you can actually follow them chord for chord here. 10, 12, 10, 12, A, D, G, B, that's a G7. They're kind of hard to hear in there, but it's there. 52 seconds in, it's the F9 again. 56 seconds in, it's that C7 up here with the barred 8s. 59 seconds, back to the F9. And then a G9, just take that shape, move it up a whole step sharp to 10, 9, 10, 10, 10. That's the concept through the whole thing. So if you recorded that and wanted to do your own solos, you know. C minor pentatonic, you know. That's where a lot of those riffs are. He's just utilizing them up and down the neck. Have fun with it. These chords, the first time I learned these type of chords, Albert, I was like a kid in a candy store. I loved doing this, so I started working on a lot of, Stevie Ray Vaughan was the guy that I used, you know, these types of chords that get you out of the standard regular old power chords or major chords or minor chords, you know, like the... This way is a lot more colorful, so some of these chords may be foreign to you. You may look at the finger and go, what? That can't be right, you know, but if they're new for you, your fingers just aren't used to it, but they can be done. Arpeggiate them first. Play each note in the chord, then strum it. All right, man. Thanks a lot, Howard.